Hello, hello. Oh, my
Oh my god, that
people.
was one.
Hello, welcome to the Trio Positivity Podcast. Oh my god, the jingle's back. NFL season's back. Chris is back. This is the best day ever.
Ever.
This is the podcast where we skim the Chicago landscape to bring you some positivity, and we got some in the air tonight. I'm your co-host Poopen. My boys Miller and Chris are here. Hey boys,
Howdy.
what's up?
Howdy.
What up, dog? Week
Moving
one
on.
is upon us. Three
It is.
out of 4 fantasy drafts in the book. One tomorrow. Let's do it.
2 tomorrow.
Let's go. Ooh. Good luck to you both. I think I'm done. Hopefully, I had like 3 yesterday. Bad idea. Now moving on to Miller's favorite section, social plug. On the Facebook, we are at Trio Positivity Podcast. At Twitter,
Yep.
we have Trio Positivity.
Yep.
YouTube, Trio Positive Podcast.
Disconnected.
We have a TikTok.
Disconnected.
You or the website?
He's a hater today.
All right. Since this is the
Ooh,
first
there's a little spider right here.
great. This is the first time we're doing this, boys.
We're in shambles.
He's coming to listen. At least we have one listener.
Preseason's in the books, right? Offseason in the book, draft is in the book, season's like starting. You can smell the season today. Just want to get a good temperature check as where you guys are. Chris, let's start with you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for quite some time. The Micah Parsons trade really got me. I was feeling good. I was feeling real good. And then I got really upset. I don't know what
No,
I don't know. It was pretty huge news. Miller, what do you have? What
an original take. Yeah, Miller,
Can we
what you
expand? I mean, I'm just curious what your feelings were. Did it bring you back? Did you get some reminiscing? Did you want to join the Packers because the Bears don't want you anymore? Like, where's your fandom lie at this point?
No, I mean, there's a lot to go through. Like, that's such a loaded question early on in the podcast. I'd hate to take up 15 minutes to give my answer to something like that.
What about
it
the
won't be
trade?
the first
What did you
time.
think of the trade? Did you like the trade?
So, full disclosure, Miller and I did have a conversation. We did share some thoughts, and after everything went down, I think we both agreed that it seemed okay. I think some people are still upset in Dallas about what happened and how it went down. The agent was on First Take and kind of didn't confirm a lot of stuff. He did deny a couple things about how everything kind of went. I think the money seems right.
No, it doesn't.
Why not? Why
You
not?
think he should get paid $6 million more annually than the next best non-quarterback?
I mean, it happens all the time.
Not
He
for
was-
that position.
TJ Watt's gonna be next.
He just got paid. He
got
got
paid.
41.
He's
I think
he's gonna
Myles
be
Garrett
on-
got like 40, and then TJ Watt got like 41. And
Right,
Chase
because it
was in
gets
there
higher.
too.
No,
The
It
fact
gets
that he's
higher
getting
after every
five
year.
yeah, but not by $5 million annually.
yeah, it does reset the market by $5 million. Does look like a big jump, but
It's
I don't
a
know.
big jump.
Packers were in it, right? They were giving 2 firsts, so they were like, "Hey, we need to secure the bag," and they did, and so did Micah Parsons. I thought it was a very unlike Packers move, but that being said, like they don't usually go for free agents, right? That being said, they don't draft wide receivers in the first round either, which they did this year. So hey, maybe it's a new Packer organization, but shipping like a locker room leader kind of guy, maybe not in the stats, but definitely in like the the way the word gets thrown around, the leader of the locker room. That was interesting, very non-Packer move too, in my opinion.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys, they needed to stop the run. And the only way they're going to do that was this big boy in the middle. They
All
can't
right.
do it with Micah Parsons. So
Thank you
That's
for
big.
that original take, Chris. Miller, what are your thoughts at for the preseason?
So my thoughts are of just the entire Bears organization and just top to bottom how amazing they are.
Right.
And how we're all running on the same page. We're always doing everything correct. And it's just sunshine and rainbows with the Chicago Bears. That's my takeaway.
Awesome. I love this podcast. So this should be a book about what happens behind the scenes. I don't have like quite a reflecting takes as both of you did. I was just drafting last couple of days, and it was like the days of the cowbell running backs maybe like coming to an end. Like most of the running backs,
It's like someone's brought this up before. Go ahead, you can continue.
Oh, thank you so much. But a lot of running back rooms are crowded. Unclear who the lead back is. I think we'll get into it in a minute, towards probably the end of the show. But the rookie running backs who are making all the noise are listed as like the third string and fourth string people. That was also interesting. But lots of uncertainty for fantasy drafts when you're trying to you know secure certain number of points. Get those studs in your team. That wasn't as easy this year. It's just like something I noticed. I don't know if this is like injuries. People are probably injuring themselves against that. Look at Detroit, right? Very different running backs, Jimmy Gibbs and Montgomery, and they complement each other, and that's how they're used. So that might be the future we're heading into. Definitely, probably good news for the running backs overall and how they get involved in the game, but probably bad news for fantasy heads like me. Any thoughts there?
I mean, that's fair. I think it also has to do with the strong running back class and what is there, four or five playable rookies at the running back position
That is true. Yeah,
that are highly drafted. So that's going to cause chaos because you don't know what their role is at the beginning.
Yeah, Chris, for your draft tomorrow, if you need any advice, let us know.
Oh no, Miller's doing my draft tomorrow, so I'm not worried. Got the second pick, and we are not doing keepers. So,
oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So Chase
why did they change that?
Gone. I don't know. It was a vote, and I didn't show up for the vote because I wasn't feeling good, and majority said not to do keepers. So
I don't like the way you guys did keepers, anyways. It's
all
dumb.
right.
You should have changed it.
I mean, I'm the one that helped create the one you're doing with the auction style. That seems to be working very well.
It is.
Yeah, I think there's an award on your honor in that league.
There is. Last place.
Yeah, because some people don't like the way I do business. I do business the right way. I tank to get better picks.
I thought you were going to say you tariff. We can move on now.
Wow, we're going political. Interesting. Before we get started, there was this one game I wanted to play with you guys last week that I did not get a chance to do. So
you don't get to come in after missing last week.
Yes, I can. Watch this
last week.
So last week, there was a post by BetMGM that came out stating the price of beer at every NFL stadium. So I have three questions for you boys. What team is the least expensive? What team is the most expensive? And where does Chicago lie in the rankings?
Cheapest.
Okay. Cheapest is Falcons.
Yes.
Most expensive is Vegas.
I was going to say Rams.
Vegas. It was one of those two. We're on the same wavelength. And then the Bears are going to be 7th.
Like smack dab in the middle. $14, $15 a beer. So yeah.
So you're saying 14 is what the Bears price is? That's what kind of you're thinking?
I think the Bears are 16.
16. Well, according to BetMGM, the cheapest beer is the Cincinnati Bengals. $6.80.
So the Baltimore Ravens just took that title. They just updated their concessions, and it's $4.99 for a beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, wait, on this list, hold on, let me find the Ravens
that just dropped today.
Okay, so on this list, the Ravens were 14th with $10.99.
It just dropped. They're doing a special. They have like 11 items for under $5, And I
Oh, that's pretty
personally
good.
thought having a beer under $5 is a horrible decision for an organization.
They'll probably limit to like one per
You
person
can't
instead of
limit,
two.
you fucking idiot. You can't limit that.
Yes, you can.
No, you
They used
can't.
You
Plus,
can only buy two per person, and then you go back and buy another two. Like you can do two at a time.
oh, I thought you meant like one per person per game.
No, they're gonna do one per transaction most likely.
No, they're not. They're going to do two.
Okay, where do the Falcons rank? Because most Miller and I list thought they were the cheapest.
So the Falcons are 4, 5, 6, 7, eighth cheapest at $8.50.
So just food is cheap, drinks are not.
That
I
makes
guess
sense.
again, the most expensive on this list is the Washington Commanders at $16.49.
Fucking new ownership.
Next in line is the Raiders at
Very
$14.99.
close. I was close.
Now, good old Chicago. Chicago falls into the top 15 of most expensive. They are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They are 12th with $11.25.
That doesn't seem right.
That's
Do they,
exactly why I brought it up. That's why I wanted to hear. I was on the boat of like $15 maybe, but I think it's because we tip. So because there's a tip in there, I think our minds.
There's no way $11 is like, maybe they take into account like the soccer games and shit like
But you
that.
put in, you give them a 20. A 20. Oh no, hold on. You ask for 2 beers. That's going to be $22.5. You give them $30. Keep the change. Yeah.
No, I don't give them $8 for fucking tip.
What do you do then?
Open the cans, bro. Fuck that. 25.
You don't tip.
I didn't say I didn't tip. I'm not gonna give them $8 for just popping open a fucking can that I can do myself.
$1.50 per can. $1.50.
Jesus. I don't know.
We're not balling like you, Chris.
I just started bawling. But I will say I laughed and I was like, I have to talk to these guys about the prices. So kind of glad that you brought up Baltimore. Also, I found out today that apparently you can rent a suite in Baltimore to host your fantasy football.
I heard that, yeah.
And it's very affordable.
That's got to come to Arlington Heights with the Bears,
It's a
right?
grand. No, it's not going to come to Arlington.
That has to happen. What do you mean?
The
Bears, if the Bears don't do that, they should.
They won't.
You're not
They
going to do
should.
that.
It was like $60 per person, guys, for like add a suite.
It was a grand. It was basically a grand to do it, yeah. And it was
Yeah,
all
like-
you can eat, all you can drink.
All you can eat, all you can drink. You get your own board.
5 hours? Heck yeah. And you get to walk the stadium too. You get to walk the stadium and everything. That was a heck of a deal. There's only one day.
That's what I wanted to bring up. So now we can actually get into the show.
All right,
The entertaining portion.
We got a packed show. We're talking Chicago Bears schedule. We're talking about the game coming up, Monday Night Football, and we are talking about some fantasy nuggets. Most of the drafts are probably wrapping up, if not in the books. Looking forward to week 1. Some injuries to look out for, and maybe answer some questions there. Oh, people are working on the agenda. I love this. All right, starting off, this was a hit last year, so we're bringing it back. We're going to be predicting the Bears' schedule, win-loss records going into the year. We keep track of this most of the tear. We keep track of it and kind of bring it back, talk about it some more later in the year. So it's a good starting point here. So without a further ado, boys, let's go. The Bears are kicking off the season. Monday Night Football versus the Vikings. Chris, since you are the undecided vote here, what do you think? The Bears, do they pull the dub?
Given what I saw this preseason, I think the Bears are going to start slow. So they are losing against the Vikings.
All right. Miller, you want to go next?
Win.
All right.
Not very confident on said win.
We'll preview the game in a minute. We'll probably talk about it in a little more detail. I also went with the win. We'll talk about it in a minute. Second week, another divisional game. We're at Lions in the second game. Chris.
It's another loss for our Bears.
It's a clean sweep, loss all around for all three. A good Ben Johnson
Ben
return.
Johnson's going to be feeling all the emotions, and he's just going to go through. He's going to have a slip up, and then it's out of
All
our
right,
hands.
all right. So Miller and I have them at 101. Chris at 0-2. The third week brings us to the Cowboys. They're here playing with us.
All right.
Uh,
I want to hear because I see what you guys are predicting. I am 50-50 on this, so convince me to take a side.
No, take a fucking side.
No, convince me.
No, I'm not going to fucking convince you.
I'll go. I'll think. Okay. So, with Micah Parsons gone, it's a slight downgrade to their defense. They have a pretty good D line, I think, even without him. But that's a slight decline, in my opinion. We are hitting them at a good time. There's some things up in the air on the Cowboys. Our offense will probably pick it up by hand, be in a good steady rhythm. I think it'll be a high scoring game because both defenses sort of suck, at least on the back end of the defense, in my opinion. So probably win 30-28, something like that.
Okay. Miller, you don't want to.
Nope, that's all you get. You get to use that to decide.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 because I don't know if it's going to be like an offensive show where the defense do nothing and we just get a bunch of points.
Let me help you. We get to embarrass Everflus.
Yeah, we're losing. That's a loss.
It's a loss.
Wow.
I think it's going to be an offensive showdown, and I don't know that the Bears can compete in an offensive showdown.
All right, I'm the lone win that
I
week.
could have got you to be a loss so easy. All I have to do is say loss, and you're like, fucking Bears hater. He'll be a Packers fan.
Next week.
I prefer a Pitt fan.
Next
No,
week.
you're a Bills fan.
No.
You're not
You're
a Pitt
the-
fan. No one's on Pittsburgh anymore. Fields is in New York, and Trubisky's in Buffalo.
Yeah, but Pitt's always been my AFC team.
Since
Okay.
Trubisky
That's a lie.
signed there.
That's a lie. It's been the Colts.
Idiot.
All right. This conversation will go on, but next week we're at the Raiders. Miller and I are decided. We say
It's a
we
win.
Get
We get a win there. Make it 2-2 before the bye week.
That's a loss.
Jesus. 0-4, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Spirits are not high in that room. I have him at 3-1. So let's go. What can go wrong?
And Brian has him at 4-0. We know.
Commanders next week. We're at Commanders. Chris, you get to start off.
That's a win.
Revenge game, baby.
Revenge
Caleb's
game.
going to come out, put up 404 TDs.
I think this might be Caleb's best game of the year.
I can see that.
Wow, both of you. Hi, I love it. I think a lot of people are saying the Commanders, had the touch last year. They're thinking they'll be slightly lower. I feel like offensively, they have tooled up more than they were last year, so I don't see them slowing down, at least on the offensive side. Maybe it's a close game. Maybe you guys are right. Caleb will ball out, but I feel like Jin Daniels is dangerous. Maybe it'll be close at the end, and they'll just pull it off at the end. But I don't see us winning at Commanders.
That division is also going to be one of those things where it's like, can the Commanders keep up with the Eagles to kind of maintain, or is there another team like the Cowboys that could possibly sneak in there? Like that's the only thing where I'm kind of like hesitant with Commanders kind of being that team. But they did kind of they paid a couple players, and the wide receiver situation is kind of taken care of. So
Yeah, Debo's there this year.
Yeah.
That should help. Running back, slightly more questions. But
Yeah.
next week, where Saints come to town, taking on the Saints.
I love
hope
that
this is
someone
a
put a
clean
W
sweep.
before I said W, but yes, it's going to be a W for the Saints.
It's possibly the worst roster in all of NFL. So if we don't win this game, heads got to roll.
Especially at home. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. This is probably another clean sweep on the other's way. We have at Ravens the next game. Miller and I, being realists that we are, say it's a loss. Chris?
That's a loss.
All right, we're on the same page last two games, boy. Can we keep it going? Next game, we're on the road still. We're playing the Bengals this time.
It's a loss.
We do.
Louses.
All right. Hey, the boys are on the same page. Can we keep it going? 4 in a row. Giants come to town. We take them.
That's a
Can
win.
our offensive line hold up against that pretty awesome defensive line?
I mean, if you look at the starting of the schedule, it's not awful. Like, versus the Vikings at home is probably the best case scenario for the Vikings because they have the rookie quarterback. They're coming to our building, and we get to play them right out the gate before he can get comfortable. Obviously, at the Lions, the next game isn't that ideal, but having the Cowboys in our own house is better than being there, right? The Raiders, being at Vegas isn't the greatest thing, but I mean, it's Vegas, it's the Raiders, and they're not going to have, they don't have that home fandom yet. So that's decent. And then at Commanders is like the one game that's like shitty. You wish it was in our building, but then you have the Saints. That's at home, so that should be an easy W. And then the Ravens are like the best team in the NFL, so it doesn't really matter where we play. We're probably going to lose. So it's good that that's an away game. And even the Bengals, too. It's good that that's an away game, too. So, I mean, the start of the schedule isn't awful. At least the teams that you should beat will be in your own building that hopefully you can complete that.
I agree with that. I think the one game that we could possibly steal could be the Bengals. But I don't
see that.
But I don't feel like this Bears team, and I don't know if you guys will agree or disagree. I don't feel like this Bears team right now, maybe we'll see during the season, is equipped to kind of have those like, do you have confidence for them to win a 50-50 game? The strength of schedule
You're
is still
just
pretty.
a fucking hater, dude.
No,
Get it
brother,
through your fucking head.
how is that a hater? Explain how that's a hater. What's the Bears' strength of schedule again?
It's probably one of the highest, but that's because we have 6 games against teams that won 13 games in our division.
And how's that me being a hater? If
Because the
other
strength
people
of
are saying
schedule is tilted because of that last year. It's a hater because you automatically think the Bears suck.
and you don't.
No.
So what suck? Let's define suck.
What you just said.
I mean, let's keep going in this schedule.
Okay, we'll keep going. I'll bring that back.
You're sitting here and you're saying that they're not going to win a 50-50 game. You have them beating the Commanders. How is that not? It's not a 50-50 game. So where's your logic?
I said that's a revenge game. They're not. That's another Monday nighter. That's prime time. Like, that's a game that the Bears have to win, given what happened last year. There's no excuse to not win that game.
Whoa. That is not even close.
Given how they lost.
This is a totally new regime, dude.
Doesn't matter. Same quarterback was there, brother.
Must win. When you go on the
Same
road,
quarterback was there, brother.
I mean, Caleb did everything to win that game. He didn't lose the game for
not
us.
according to Chris.
You really don't think he's gonna? I literally said that's gonna be Caleb Williams' best game of the year.
Last year you didn't say what you blamed it on Caleb per usual.
Actually, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
We can go back to the clip.
We'll go back.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it in our commercial break, which we don't have. So, so next game. Wait, Chris, did you say win against the Giants? Just for the record. Okay. All right, the boys. We've been on the same page the last 4 games. Okay, that's huge. We're at Vikings the following week. Divisional game, but away.
That's a loss.
All right,
it's a loss,
boys.
So this is what I don't get. You guys have the Bears winning at home, but you have them losing away.
I just talked you through it. The easier schedule's at home. The harder schedule's on the road.
Also, think
the
of
easier schedule's at home.
No.
You fucking idiot.
It's the same team.
Chris, the rookie.
Oh, you're talking about the Vikings?
Yes.
The rookie is
fucking idiot.
I already explained it like 2 seconds ago.
Go ahead, Boopin, before our idiot was disrupting us.
Basically, they're starting a rookie who has the world of upside and potential, but he's unproven in week 1. I'm assuming people are this high on him by week 9, whatever this is. They figure it out, and it's if he steps his game up, and we'll talk about it in a minute, like the defense is probably going to be one of the best in the league. So if he steps up, we lose the game away. That I don't think that's such a stretch.
All right.
But you also said a loss. So what's your reasoning? Why do you think we lose?
The Vikings are just a better team. Like there's no other way of explaining it. They're just a better team. They have one of the better wide receivers. Like, come on.
True. True. Not debating that. All right. The following week, the Steelers come to town. Aaron Rodgers, the ex-owner of Chicago Bears, comes to town, and we hand him a L because we take the dub. You're
I
first.
actually agree with you. We win that game.
We lose. He owns us, bitches.
He just gave the short-term lease to fucking yeah.
This is gonna be his last hurrah in Soldier Field. It's gonna be a loss. He's gonna go out.
I hope he leaves in stretcher.
Okay, we don't condone injuries here. Damn it.
Yeah, just that one guy. The following week, we play at the Eagles, the Super Bowl champs. I think that we were on the same page of 5 games. The last game there was a little disagreement, so I think this is a consensus loss across the board. Chris,
agreed.
All right. The following week, the new owner of the Bears, John Love, comes to town. Sorry, we are there. It's at the Packers. It'll be a tough environment. The games at Packers as always is. It's funny that usually this used to be the last game of the season for us.
It changes every year.
One thing to point out, guys, that game against Philly is a Black Friday game.
Ooh. So doesn't matter.
Keep that in mind.
It's a loss.
Good thing we'll not waste our Sunday, just the Friday.
Brother, we're beating the Packers at Packers.
Oh, fuck.
We don't win 50-50 games, though.
But, hey, what happened the last time we went to Green Bay?
We beat them.
We won.
All right.
Undefeated in 2025, like I said. Cleveland is the next game. We are at their stadium, the Dog Pound.
No, we are not, dude.
We're at home, brother.
Sorry, thank you for pointing that out. This Sprite is hitting different today. Let's see. Hopefully there's a clean sweep. I say win.
That's a win.
All right. So the Packers are in town this time.
That is a flex game, but it just doesn't matter. We're winning.
All right, across the board.
It's not gonna be flexed. It's a win.
Okay. Now who's the hater now? But
yeah, they're gonna have 7 wins at this point. It's not gonna get flexed.
It's gonna get flexed if the Packers are in the hunt for a division title.
No, it's not. Jesus, unless the Bears have an outside shot of making the wild card, it's not going to get flexed.
All right.
You really don't understand how flex works, but all right.
Yeah, you flex in key matchups.
All right. Nothing more to add there. The next game at San Francisco. I'll leave it there, boys. What you say?
I've been giving my you guys need to.
You're the only one we don't know. You're the wild card. You just make shit up as you go.
Bears win.
Oh, like I said, you make shit up as you go.
Chris has a 4-game.
They don't win 50-50 games. They just win most of their games. They just win 50% of their games, but they don't win 50-50 games.
Last game of the season at home, we're playing the Lions.
Game winning streak.
You guys know where I'm going, brother. We're losing this bitch.
Oh, I'd give it to you a W, buddy. I don't know. I think this will probably come close. Everyone's super high on the Lions. My hot take was they don't win the division this year. They miss the playoffs, is I think what I said. So I don't know. This could be close. Actually, if we win this game, on my end at least, it'll be 9-8 and about 500. But I put this as a loss. That's what seems to be the consensus across the board. That Lions are still better than us by a little bit. So especially with that coach, I gave us a loss. That puts the most positive person on this team about the Bears has them going 7-10. Let
7 and
that be
10, baby.
Which I don't
that's a record
understand
show.
one fucking bit.
Why?
You're so high on this team, and you have them at 7-10.
We play in what will probably be the best division in football. We play in the two hardest divisions in football. I don't think they're. I mean, I think they're going to improve, but I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I don't think the Bears are just going to snap magically to be this amazing team with Ben Johnson. It's just not going to happen. And if I'm looking logically, I think your schedule or your projection might be better than mine because I think we're going to play a lot better towards the second half of our season than the first half of the season.
That's how I have it. So we can kind of talk a little bit more openly about this, and then we'll jump into the game. I think it happened with Goff, where it was a back end improvement, and then we kind of saw the team go nuts.
In subsequent years.
Yes. The one thing that I will say, and I don't know if you guys have been reading Twitter. I know Miller has, but it feels like
I'm so proud of you for calling it Twitter.
I feel like this O-line is gonna improve more the more we play.
I completely disagree with you.
So hear me out though, and then we can kind of talk a little bit more because I didn't get a chance to talk last week about the last preseason game. I think this team early on is going to do whatever it can to protect Caleb and get the ball out of his hands. And I think as the season goes on, you're going to see that playbook open up. My eyes really opened up when I saw how Caleb was preparing that first preseason game where he didn't play and he was going through those snap counts. Like he was doing all of that. And it translated into week 2. Like you can see how comfortable he was. Week 3 was a shit show. But then you can kind of
show.
What was the first play in week 3?
Oh, so we're judging his total performance on one play. Awesome.
So 2 plays. But it's how you start the game.
First drive was pretty awful.
Like, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It's how you start. It's how you start that I think Caleb is probably going to be extremely well coached this season. And because of that, I do feel like there is going to be a surge on the back end. But I think we're going to go through some growing pains. But as the growing pains go, I think the O-line is going to be a nice bright spot at the end of the year. And I agree. I don't think we have enough to go wild card. I think there's so many other better teams, and the schedule did not help us out this season.
Yeah. I personally think the offensive line issues are quite overblown. I think the fact that we have solidified every position except left tackle, I think that's going to make the offensive line outperform the talk, because most of the talk in the offseason has been about this left tackle position. And yes, it's arguably one of the most important positions on the offensive line. But the fact of the matter is you still have a all-pro guard right next to that left tackle. You have a left tackle that has starting experience that by all consensus is probably right about an average left tackle. He's not like a below average. There is some talk that he might be coming back from an injury, which could be having some of the issues that he's having. But you can also add, as we've talked about previously, the fact that Ben Johnson loves 12 or the 2 tight ends. So you can help a little with a chip with the tight end. So there's things that you can do to help the left tackle. So I think overall we're going to see a vast improvement from the offensive line. And I think it's going to hit from the very beginning. I think it's going to be very stout. And pending any injuries on that offensive line, knock on wood, we don't have any. I think it's going to be a very good offensive line. I think everything comes down to the quarterback, and I think the quarterback's going to start slow, and I think eventually he should improve as he starts to learn the system more. So I do see slight improvement this year over last year. Thus, my 7-10. I do, like you said, I don't think the schedule helps us at all, but I do expect a larger step to be made towards the end of the year as we end the season.
As I'm sitting here hearing you guys, like, I think Miller, you made this point. Like, the improvement not only comes from the O line getting basically interior being brand new, but I think it comes from Caleb getting the ball out quickly. That like reduces the pressure on them, his
Yes,
pressure on
sir.
himself, right? Like I feel like that goes a long way. Like I don't know where that other win will come. I actually want to change my record to 9-8. I say we go above
Of course
500.
you do.
So that way there's some like variance between all of us, right? We go from 7, 8, and 9 wins, so it kind of like lays the table. So someone's gonna be right at the end of the year. It's just gonna be
But
one
we
person.
we are we are keeping in tradition of like two of us seem to have like the same record, and then one of us is the variant.
It's too high or
I
too low.
have
Yeah.
last year's predictions, and it was you guys having the Bears going 9-8 last season, and I had them going 8-9. Where this time, Boopin and I have them going 8-9, and Miller has them drastically at 7-10. So I think I think we're all on the same page of expectations. I will say though, the running back usage is is what's going to kind of be. I'm trying to find the right analogy. I think we win big because we use our running backs, and then we're gonna die if we don't, kind of situation. Um,
It's a hot take, but I think Swift is probably gonna be like very undervalued, but he'll be one of those guys that wins you leagues this year. I think he's gonna be that well.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think both
We can
cats.
talk about it later. We can talk about it later because Daddy has a segment about it. Okay.
All right,
I don't
Daddy,
have one, but I wonder what you have.
you can
But
scroll
just
down.
to kind of end, and then we'll put this on a bow, and then we'll move on to the next segment. Um, Me personally, the 50-50 games that I was talking about is Bengals. I think that can be a steal if the Bears play very well. The Lions at the end of the year could also be another swing game. And the one where it's like, yeah, is the first game of the season. Those are my 3 50-50s that it's like,
That if the Bears win, they will convince you. They'll
Literally,
be
the
yeah.
50-50 games by looking at the schedule are the Vikings, the first game. I'll give you that. Probably the Cowboys. Probably the at the I don't know, maybe at the Bengals, depending on how fast they come out.
Yep.
At
Yep.
the and then probably versus the Packers at home and at San Francisco, maybe. Your 50-50 analogy was bullshit.
I mean, I don't know why, since you have more 50-50 games than I do, but that's,
Because your win loss doesn't reflect your thought process.
neither does yours. You said the Bears are going to be great. They're going to be do better, and you have them at 7-10.
They did do better. Last year they were 5-13, 5-12, or wherever the fuck they were.
Miller, you had them last year going 9-8.
I know. I'm realist.
Right.
He's overcorrecting.
You're literally talking about things that I've already discussed. I don't feel the need to discuss it over again.
All right. Well, moving on because this argument will never end otherwise. Let's move on to a
Oh, it'll
matchup
end
in
because
week
he's
one.
wrong. But yes, continue.
Sure. We'll
Um,
wait till the end of the season. Who had the best prediction last year of overall
I think I
during
was
the
spot
season?
on.
During the season?
I think I predicted the correct record.
No, I believe I was like 13-3.
Yeah, but I was the correct 8-9 overall.
we were not 8-9.
What are you
I know.
talking about?
I know. I was trying to see if Miller would remember. Go ahead.
Okay.
I just said we had 5 wins. Fucking
All right.
idiot.
Week one, Monday Night Football. The 14-win Minnesota Vikings come to town to take on the 5-win, like Miller said, Chicago Bears. Um, we have the same quarterback. The quarterback Vikings had last year is starting games in Seattle, and they are starting a second-year player who technically didn't play on his rookie year. So that's the matchup. right? That's the setup of the game. Um, it'll be very interesting to see which offense like gets the ground running. Will have an advantage, in my opinion. But since Miller, you did the heavy lifting here, I'll throw it to you. Set up the game for us, please.
Yeah, I can run through this really quick. Obviously, the story of the Minnesota Vikings is going to revolve around their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. Like Boopin talked about, he has yet to play a real game last year. He tore what I believe is meniscus or maybe ACL, one of those two, in the preseason game last year, and he was out the entire year. This team, like Chris touched upon earlier, is very good. Probably one of the best rosters in the NFL at this moment. But the biggest question mark is going to be the performance of JJ McCarthy. Can he mimic or exceed what Sam Darnold did last year, which led them to a 14-3 record? Diving into the different squads or the different groupings, you have the offense. Again, it's elite. The wide receivers are no joke. Luckily for us, we're not going to have to face their number 2 wide receiver in Jordan Addison. He is suspended for 3 games, but we still have Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and old man Thielen. He was just recently traded to the Minnesota Vikings. So the wide receivers and the position, the wide outs, I should say, in the tight end are very elite there. The Their offensive line, like our offensive line, did have its struggles last year. They blew their interior offensive line up. They got 2 new guards and a new center. Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, or Fries, whatever his fucking name is, out of Indianapolis. Those are going to be the center and guard, respectively. And then they drafted a guard in Donovan Jackson there. Running back room, you still have the Packers' dynamite player of Adam Jones. Who knows how he's going to do? He is getting a year older. I think he's getting closer to 30 at this point. And then they traded for the 49ers running back last year that took the league by storm, Jordan Mason. On the other side of the ball, defense, again, elite. Their defense last year was one of the best in the league. They were top 5 in EPA. Success rate they were top 5 in EPA and success rate allowed last year in 2024. Their defensive line ranked 4th last year in pass rush and run stop, and they proceeded to add 2 defensive tackles, Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. Fortunately for us, they are a little older and they're coming off injuries, so they're a little bit of a wild card. But with Brian Flores, their defensive coordinator, still at the helm, I was really fucking hoping that he would leave so we didn't have to deal with his ass anymore. But with him still up there, the defense is still going to be elite. They did have the one knock that you can make is similar to what we did in 2019 with the Chicago Bears, is they did have a league high 33 turnovers last year. So hopefully maybe that turnover rate goes down a little bit. And we all know how that can change a season if you're not getting that high turnover rate. So let's see. Did he get 49 sacks? So I do think their entire roster is very good. The question being, what happens with J.J. McCarthy? Weaknesses starts with McCarthy, ends with McCarthy. The only other thing that I could scavenge was the fact that their secondary did lose 3 of their top 6 defensive backs, but they still have 2 young position players there that are going to help them on the back end. So we'll see. Final thing to talk about here are the key matchups, and then I'll turn it over to you. Can Caleb continue his domination of Brian Flores' defense? Overall, last year he put up about 500 yards, 550 yards, 2 and 3 touchdowns, 0 interception in the 2 games that he played against the Brian Flores defense. Nothing to scoff at. We did go 0-2 in those games. One was a comeback where we pushed it to overtime based on his heroics. The only knock that he really had in these games is he got sacked 5 times. Other 2 key matchups. Will our defensive front show up? Obviously, it's a tale of 2 games in the preseason. The Buffalo Bills, they were wrecking balls, and then in the Kansas City, they were stonewalled. So we'll see if they can score. They can turn up the heat on J.J. McCarthy, because if he can just pick us apart, he's going to do so, because they have one of the best offensive minds in football in Kevin O'Connell. So You got to be able to make him uncomfortable back there. And then finally, who will stop Justin Jefferson? Jalen Johnson, our number one cornerback, Pro Bowler. He has been out this entire training camp due to a groin injury. He's practiced today, but we don't know his status. And is he realistic to expect him to go from basically rehab to covering the best wide receiver in football? Who knows? So,
I
what's
mean,
going to happen? We'll know. We'll figure
to
it out. What do you guys got on that?
talk about Justin Jefferson, he wasn't practicing most of training camp either. He probably came back a little before Jalen Johnson, but that's the thing. Like a rookie quarterback, right? Like timing, Addison being out, that's our advantage. Like you said, can our defense show up, shut them down? Because I feel like their elite unit is their defense, so that's something we have to navigate. If our defense can show up on the other side, then that's the advantage to us, in my opinion. Chris,
Um, well, after Miller reached climax, given some flowers there, um, the more I hear about these matchups and the more that I'm like seeing it, I can't confidently say that this Bears offense can be competitive week one. Um, it's the offense that's really the only thing that's drawing me, and that's why I'm 50-50 on this, because I do feel like the Bears could just go wild and have a great game, but then they could just like throw up a stinker and have like 9 points because of all field goals from our captain kicker. Um, but I do agree there's some matchups there. I'm intrigued how the tight ends are going to be used week one too. Do we see the
Hopefully,
rookie?
like preseason game 2 and not like preseason game 3.
That's kind of where I was going to say. It's like, maybe we have some stuff assigned. I was still a little bit torn. Like, is it always going to be a 2 tight end setup to kind of give Caleb more time? I think this week is really just going to be an offensive set week. I think we are going to see how they're going to play call, because again, I think we all agree that the Bears are going to schedule their first couple plays to kind of get into rhythm. How much of that is going to be run? How much of that is going to be 2 tight end protection, or whatever they decide to do? And my all-time favorite, will the Bears throw 2 wide receiver screens at the first half? I'm going to go over. I believe
You
the
can
Bears will
book
have.
that. You can book that, dude.
I believe the Bears will use the wide receiver screen so much this year. Ben is so excited about it, just like I
I
am.
I mean like their defense is like very aggressive, and one way you like slow them down is like that play. So like I get it's been very unsuccessful and it has looked really bad, but if
But
done
also
well, that is
having a
a good
run game, though.
strategy.
I think this is the old. Can we all agree, though, this might be an O-line that we can have a decent run game?
At least on
Not
the
great,
interior side,
but
yeah.
decent.
We better have a great. I said it after the draft, probably not on this podcast, but if this offense isn't top 10, I would consider it a failure.
See, I'm
Because
not.
you think about everything that has been invested in this offense. You got the coach. You had 2 top 10 picks last year. You had top 10 pick the year before in our right tackle. You have a second round pick. You have another top 10 pick this year in the offense.
You
Your
have
other
Pat.
second round pick was in the wide receiver. You traded for 2 guards. The amount of assets that were invested in this offense, if it does not produce a top 10 offense, it's a failure. I'm sorry.
So
Now, maybe
here's
it might not be a top 10 offense this year, but maybe next year it will. But I mean, you just can't keep investing, and keep getting a shitty product. Sorry, it's not good.
okay. So the only thing I want to kind of not necessarily, I don't want to say correct, because it's your opinion, so I'm not saying it that way. So if I don't know what word to use. I only have an associate's degree now. Um, we can't say that now, but we could have said that, and we did say it last year. I think because of how many different coaches are in here and because of the expectations, I think top 10 is pushing it. I think
Why would we
last year
say
we
it
had
next year? Last year.
no, well, because last year we had expectations that this offense was going to improve. and they
Yeah, but we
didn't.
had expectations, but they weren't realistic.
No,
Like
they
we
were
still
very realistic. No, 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 no,
no,
no,
they
no, no,
I
weren't.
no,
mean,
Their
like,
no.
the offensive
hang on, hang
line
on.
was shit. They did not have the offensive
The
line.
hype
They just
around our wide receiver and tight end last year at the
Chris, you
beginning
have
of
to
the season.
understand the hype wasn't around anything other than Caleb Williams. The Bears haven't drafted a number one quarterback ever, I don't think. So the hype was around Caleb Williams and what he could do. That's where the hype started, and that's where the hype ended.
Miller, I
Like
do
it
have a
did
question for
this
you.
year. They just added so many pieces. How many starters did we bring in? We brought in what? One,
On
two,
both
three.
sides, on both
No,
sides of the
on the
field.
offense. On the
On the
offense,
offense, I think it was like
we brought three
well,
three
four and a
linemen,
half if you want to
three
call the
linemen,
tight
a
end
tight
too.
end.
Yeah,
No, you count the tight end,
four and a
and then
half.
maybe Luther Burden,
Yep.
4.5. 4.5 starters on the offense. That's unheard of.
And the
Like
rookie wide receiver also could be in there too.
that's what I
So
had, 4.5. Like you're talking about you brought in pretty much 8 pieces on the offense or maybe 9 pieces of the offense in 3 years. Like you got to get something from this.
No,
I just don't know if I can
agree.
say that week one though. Sorry, Boopin, you had a question for Miller.
No, like I think we will be better, but I don't think an individual player is gonna get there. I think like Caleb overall is gonna have better stats. But Miller, let's talk about a
Well,
second year
Caleb
quarterback.
overall will lead how good the overall offense does. I'm not
Can
talking
I
about a
will
player.
say
I'm talking about an
something.
offense.
I will say something. Miller, what's the one thing we always wish every quarterback we've drafted, we wish they could do?
Throw it over the middle of the field.
No. How many
Kick field
yards do
goal.
we want them to throw?
He will throw that. He will break that record.
That's what I was going to say. I think Caleb
Oh,
30.
4,000 yards.
I think Caleb hits 4,000 plus this year.
But Miller, let's talk about a second year quarterback somewhere else. Okay, let's talk about Atlanta Falcons. Okay, Michael Penix.
Wait, hold on. Before we go that route,
Why?
final score. Yeah, I was going to say final score
No.
prediction.
I don't know where he's going with this. So
No, I was gonna say like their number one wide receiver is Drake London, slightly better than DJ Moore. Their number one running back is Bijan Robinson, probably the best running back in the league right now. Like,
no,
No,
what
Saquon's
is?
still one in my book.
he's
Okay,
not. I don't even think.
Bijan's
No,
not number one.
no. He's
Oh.
number one for fantasy, but that doesn't matter. He's number one for fantasy because
This is
he's
why I
Okay,
don't
like
get. Can I
I
ask
would
this
say-
question?
I would say he's probably 4, maybe 5.
Can I ask
Okay.
this question before you? I'm sorry, but it's because this pisses me off. I asked it last year, but I don't think I asked it in a very significant way. Why do we always lead towards fantasy stats over offensive production when it comes to running backs?
I mean, they are one or the other, right? Fantasy stats.
No,
are
that's not.
probably-
That wasn't correctly said. That wasn't
Okay,
correctly said.
can you correct me then?
Why do you focus on fantasy stats rather than overall?
I can't
NFL.
find another way to word it. Like that's what I was.
Overall
That's why I thought I worded it
talent,
okay.
overall talent, because Bijan is the number one running back in fantasy football right now for the reason that he is the lone wolf on that offense. Like he's going to do everything. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to run the ball. He's basically the entire of that offense. You can argue that Saquon's right there, but other than that, there's a bunch of question marks after that. Gibbs has Montgomery. Gibbs is better than Bijan Robinson. If you don't think so, you're crazy. Saquon's better than him. I would argue McCaffrey is better than him if he's not
Injured.
hurt.
Yeah.
If he's not, yeah. So I mean, that's why I consider Bijan probably 4. He hasn't really exploded.
The
He's
difference
been hit or
what you
miss.
said is winning is basically what you said. Like
No,
Gibbs is on a winning team. 49ers is on a winning team. Saquon's on a winning team. Like Bijan arguably does more, but he's on a shitty team.
But Boopin, just to ask this question, do you think the Eagles adding Saquon put him over the hump or no?
Possibly, yes.
Okay, but so that's when I asked that question about fantasy, like everyone's like, "Oh, this guy does great fantasy production, but the team doesn't win." Like you can have great stats, but I still think if you were to draft players on fantasy only, you probably get maybe 3 wins.
Okay, maybe you answered my question already, but if you were a GM starting a team today, like would you want Saquon, McCaffrey, their current status, right? Their age, whatever. Who would you want on your team? I would want Bijan on my team.
I would want Gibbs.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great question.
Pretty hands down, I would want Gibbs.
But
Bijan would probably be second. I would probably agree with you. Bijan's second, just because they're younger. I mean, Saquon's older, McCaffrey's older, and injury prone. I don't want them on my team, so
like
that's
that,
why
I
it
think
would
it's how you
probably
want
be
to build the
Gibbs.
team, though. Like, obviously, Saquon won and had a hell of a year. I would probably say if you want to build something around a player, you could say Saquon and still be okay.
But he's just
But
older, so if you're
he's
talking
just
about
older, right?
starting
But
a
that's what I'm saying.
team,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can still. I don't think that's a bad decision.
no,
Um, but I think
like
I agree
my
with
question
Miller. I
was
think I would
Miller.
go
Like
Gibbs too. It would be Saquon, Gibbs, and I
you guys
would
are
probably go
nuts.
Bijan 3. Yeah.
Wow, okay. Maybe I'm not high on Gibbs as you guys are. But my question for you was like
you
Atlanta has a second year
only
quarterback.
won me a championship last year and took me to second place because of how elite he was when Monty went
Because
down.
Monty went down. Like he needs a
We're
Monty in
building a
his prime.
team. We're building a team with only him, and he dominated the last year when there was no one else with him.
Okay, my going back to my original question was let's compare the Atlanta Falcons to the Chicago Bears, right? Second year quarterback on both systems, right? The running back room is better than ours. Their wide receiver room is arguably better than ours because
No,
Drake
it's
London,
not. No, not even close.
Drake
It's
over
50-50.
DJ.
It's
It's not even.
50-50.
You guys are nuts. I'm not
Wow.
saying Drake over. You said wide receiver room. You did not say Drake over DJ. Drake's better
Okay.
than DJ. They don't.
Okay.
Mooney isn't close to Odunze. Mooney's probably
Okay.
closer to Luther Burden than he is to Odunze.
No, no.
You
All
guys are
right.
nuts.
Mooney had, I think, 1,000 yards last season. Chris will attest because that was his wide receiver last year. Like again,
The running joke on that was that we actually saw Mooney as almost like a wide one when the whole time we couldn't even
everyone,
get him.
Joke's
yeah,
on you.
everyone.
He's had 992.
We round up here.
Okay, all right. But like, okay, tight end room, I think we are better. Like, even though unproven, like Kyle Pitts is
No,
there,
I think
so
it's
that they
unproven.
can
I
put
can't
that
say
way.
that we're better. I think it's unproven.
Okay, like my question was like, why doesn't Atlanta like get that? Okay, they have to be top 15. Like, no one puts that on them, right? Like, what's the disconnect here? Like, are we too high on them? What do you think? What's the disconnect here? You think?
I don't know the Atlanta Falcons, dude. I don't know the investments that they've made. I
They
know they
drafted
drafted
a
Pitts really early. I don't know where else they drafted
Bijan.
their
Bijan
players.
was like number one, like number top four pick. I think I'm pretty sure.
And
So
Right?
he's good. Pitts is a bust. Penix was what, 9? I don't know what
Eight,
they've done
then
with
yeah.
their offensive line. I mean,
so just to
they
kind of
haven't.
just
I
to
don't
kind
know.
of
I
put.
just don't know their investment that they made.
But here's the thing, Boop, and I'm just using one source right now, and it's going to be ESPN's uh, power index. The Bears are projected between 8.2 and 8.8 wins, so that translates to 8 to 9 wins. The Falcons are 8.1 to 8.9. So again,
That's
it's
why my point was like the top 10. I don't know where that was coming from when no one puts that on the Falcons. I want us to like be above 500, right? I want that too, but like just like we have pretty similar teams, Falcons and us. I don't know. Maybe I am nuts for thinking that, but like why does that put on one team and not the other? Was my entire
so
question.
So
I'll go ahead.
So as far as I can tell, their running back was a top 10, their wide receiver was a top 10, their quarterback was a top 10, and then their tight end was a top 10, 5 years ago? Other than that, I don't know what other assets that they've done to the team. I don't know their coach. Their coach, I believe, is defensive minded, if I'm not crazy. If it's
Yeah,
still wasn't the black guy on their team? Well,
yeah,
he was the
Raheem.
coach, right?
Yes. Thanks for calling.
Jesus Miller, good
Yeah,
lord.
Raheem
Jeez, we can't say
Morris.
that anymore.
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris. I believe he's a defensive minded, so that doesn't help. So, you're going to sit here and say, yes, they've invested top 10 picks into their offense. I agree with you, but I don't know what they've done with their offensive line. They haven't set up the head coach to be offensive minded. Like, they just, yes, I would agree with you that in comparison, they're probably the closest to us. But you also hear things about I hear fantasy people saying that that many players on their team should be top 10 for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the potential to be top 10. So there is hype around this team. So, to say there's not, I mean, I just think with all the assets that we've done, we've basically, like I said, 9 new offensive starters in 3 years. We should be top 10 with an
Would
offensive minded head coach
So
that was said to be the best play caller in the league.
Ruben, let me jump in real quick. I just want to add 2 points, and then we're gonna have to move on here. The division has something to do with it. It's I think Atlanta beats the Saints twice. I think Atlanta beats Carolina twice, and
So it should be
It's a coin.
higher on them,
But
right?
hold on. Well,
How
hold
does
on.
Atlanta? Why does the schedule have anything to do with it?
Well, hold on. Does if you have
It's not. It
a
doesn't have anything to do with wins. It has to do with offensive
will
efficiency.
will you shut the fuck up? Holy shit! Let me finish. If you're winning games, okay, if you're winning games, you're gonna have better stats. Okay, that's there's no other way of saying that. The more you win, the more your numbers are inflated. Whether you want to say like it's 5% higher, whatever. So
That's
last
not
year,
true. I can't let you say that.
how? Okay, explain to
Okay,
me then. How?
let him finish his point,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
you
no.
can fucking argue.
I want to hear. I
Because
want to
you
hear.
can argue that some offenses that lose more that have to score more points. Like go look at the Cincinnati Bengals offense from last year. What did they go 9-8? You can argue they were the best offense in the league, and they went 500.
By like a margin. No, but like the other point is, Chris, Saints,
Having a
right?
worse defense could
Saints
automatically lead to a better offense. Just based on scheduling, you cannot predict whether an
also
offense
like
is going to be top 10
also
or not.
like they play a shit house of a team of Saints and they barely win 9-8 or 9-7, right? Like it doesn't necessarily mean their stats are better. Like Saints are a shit show. So like but they
So
barely win the Saints. Beat the Saints.
here's the point that I was trying to make. The Bears were 5-12 last year. How many points do you think they scored?
Not a lot.
What's not a lot?
I don't know. Give me.
20
I
what
don't
20 what
know.
20
Okay,
20 points a game.
310 points for. That's it. So the Falcons being 8-9, how much did they score? Only 389.
It's
So
a
like
lot.
you say that's a lot. Detroit scored 564.
That's a jump of 4
Tampa
points a game.
502. Tampa 502. What I'm saying is if you're in
The
a
best
shit
offense in the
division,
league.
Yeah, Tampa was like incredible last
Tampa was 10-7. They scored 502. And guess what? They played Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans twice. That doesn't inflate numbers?
I'm not saying that it doesn't, but then you also have to understand that having a shitty defense inflates numbers as well. There's a variety of factors that can
like
fucking inflate numbers.
hopefully the last point is all this is like yes we look at our Bears and we are like super hyper focus on it. What how our team does and what the record is reflective on a lot of things. The talent we put on our team alone, because we don't play in a vacuum, we play other teams that are also trying to win and also trying to be better. So yes, we can say we put all this shit, we should be better. That's not how we work, because we play against NFL teams. We're
I
also
don't know.
trying to
You
win
say
games and
that,
get
but
better.
for me, if I hear that we're a top 10 offense, we have to be in the playoffs. Like that's the only thing I hear if I hear top 10 offense.
Okay, we'll leave it there and we'll move on to the score prediction for the Bears versus Vikings. I'll go first since I'm the only one that put it on the sheet. I said Bears win 27-14.
Miller?
Bears win 17-13.
Not oh, good lord. Um I think 24-10 Minnesota. I wouldn't be
All
surprised
right.
if it's 24-13. I think our kicker is going to get more points this year than anything.
Our kicker?
Our
All
captain
right.
kicker.
Our
On that
captain kicker.
positive, on that positive note, hey, two people has Bears winning. That's positive for us. Let's quickly move on to last minute fantasy news. I do have some question for you guys, or we do have some question for you guys at the end. Just talking about some of the more convoluted rooms out there, but let's start with some things we know for sure. I'm gonna start here in terms of quarterbacks. Some positive news here. Matthew Stafford with the Rams, who's like, being hurt all season. There's a back issue. Looks like it'll be a pain management thing, and he's good to go. For week one. That's the positive news there. Uh, More news on the running backs front. Mostly positive here too. Uh, HN is back to practice. Their other running back is had a surgery. Right, is out for a little bit, but HN's back to practice. That's great news. A couple other people that are back to practice. Najee Harris with the Chargers. Jaden Blue with Dallas, Kenneth Walker with Seattle. Um, uh, I don't know what
It's
happens
always
there.
just moved on. Moving to wide receivers, Chris Godwin and I don't know his name from Carolina, and I don't want to say it wrong. Is it
Jalen Coker, Jalen Cocker, Coker,
Coker.
Coker.
Jalen Coker from the Carolina Panthers are on IR. Trey Harris from the Chargers. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Stephon Diggs are all back in practice. It really seems like a lot of veterans took the training camp off this year. I don't know. I don't remember this
Well,
being very
well,
normal, but sounds like
wait,
we're becoming more like the NBA.
but like this is week one, right? Where everyone's healthy, so like basically everyone's practicing.
But
Talk
all
about
these people
practicing.
had a fucking designation for the entire fucking training
Yeah.
camp.
Darren Waller's practicing. Dallas Goddard is practicing from Miami and Philadelphia, respectively.
And
Isaiah
Isaiah
Likely,
Likely is not.
he's likely not practicing. Yes. All right. Well, this show's already gone too long, so I won't take more of your time.
No,
But I
I
want.
will though.
Okay, you
Are you
will.
going to answer your question, ask the questions, or am I going to ask the question?
Why don't you do the first one? I'll do the other three.
Okay, so obviously with this being fantasy related, the big thing is who's going to be that fantasy waiver wire edition that I can get now instead of waiting next week. It's always a shit show week one. There's always that guy that's going to make an impact, whether you're looking at like a Puka Nakua that comes out of nowhere, whether you're looking at like a Sam Laporta that comes out of nowhere, or the variety of other players. Who do you believe that player could be that you may want to stash now rather than later? Do you guys have
I
any
will.
thoughts?
I will tell you, and I'm happy to tell you that he's your backup for running back that I already stashed. It's Blake Corum from the Rams. That's your answer.
Blake Corum?
I think so. I think it'll be more split than it's been in the past. Chris?
Probably no idea.
I don't know his name, but I think cuffing Henry might be a way to go too. I think what is it?
Injuries.
Well, but I
Mitchell?
think what Hill or Mitchell, one of the two.
It's neither of those.
I think one of them is. I think Hill is listed as 2
Yeah,
on the
like
depth chart.
okay.
No,
Don't
it's
even
a
get me started
rookie.
on the
It's
wait,
a rookie.
Jaden Mitchell?
No, Keaton
No?
Mitchell. Justice Hill.
Keaton.
That's his name. Justice Hill is listed
That's-
2 on the depth chart, and then Keaton Mitchell is
Oh, did
listed
you say
3rd.
Henry?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. I thought you said Saquon.
Oh, Shipley is the backup for
Shipley
okay.
is for Saquon, yeah.
Okay. Because you're a
moving the
fucking
only-
idiot and you don't pay attention. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
that's my
cuffing.
fault.
Yeah.
You
So-
said Barkley a lot. I honestly, I don't think they just paid Kyron a shit ton of money. Kyron's going to get the goal line work. They may split it. They did it last year. They gave Corum some. I just don't think he's going to be impacted unless an injury occurs.
What's your answer?
So I have quite a few answers. So my answers go around to
I
what
have
you
to stop
talked about
drinking when we
earlier
do
today.
this because my real thoughts come out without even trying.
My answers go along to what you said earlier is the questions with the running back rooms. And I think if you look at several running back rooms in the league right now, there's no really clear answer. You look at the Bears, yes, you have Swift, but notoriously Ben Johnson has used 2 running backs. So that means, and to that point, Jamal Williams had like 20 touchdowns as a secondary player, a David Montgomery type. So playing a guy like that could be very advantageous in fantasy. And if Roshan Johnson or Kyle Monungai become that person, that's something that you could see week one. The other running back room that has a lot of question marks is Houston. Yes, they just signed fucking what's his name from Cleveland, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be good. He hasn't been good in 3 years. So will Chubb really be able to carry this
I mean,
offense?
his knee just got destroyed, but yeah, no offense. He hasn't done shit before that. He was a stud before his knee literally.
Boobin, that was 3 years ago.
Was it really 3 years ago? Wow.
Because he got his ACL 2 years ago, and I believe he played last year. Didn't he?
Don't remember. I just know his knee. He had a devastating knee injury that was like
That might have kept.
literal.
I know it's been real. I don't think it was 2023 when he had his elite season. I think it was 2022. But needless to be, like he's over 30 now. Does he really carry this running back room, or is it going to be someone like Damian Pierce who's younger, or even Woody Marks that could be the passing running back for that team? So I think those running back rooms where you do have that question mark, I think those are probably better options than playing a handcuff when you're eyeing something like this.
Yeah, like running back room are so hit or miss. Pittsburgh listed their rookie as a third string. That's number one. Washington, like the guy who's getting all the buzz, JCM, he's listed as the fourth running back on the depth chart. So I don't know if teams are playing games, but like it's like really unclear who
I
the
don't think you're going to play games at this point. Like Caleb Johnson, he's a rookie. You're going to bring him in, and again, you focus. The one thing that I will say that is very important in fantasy that many people talk about is who made the money. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Warren just got paid. He just
Mhm.
got paid about $7 million a year. You really think that they paid him money for Caleb Johnson to come in and take snaps from him? No. Like Jalen Warren is going to be your number one running back. Caleb Johnson may carve out a role, may transition to a number one running back later in the year, but you don't know. You also look at the Carolina Panthers. They paid Chuba Hubbard a good amount of money. Is he really going to take a back seat to Rico Dowdle? I don't think so. I think he's going to be the guy. So I mean, you look at the clarity of these rooms, and that's kind of where your answers should fall.
Let's talk about the Chargers, where Najee Harris is the guy paid, but like everyone's
But he didn't
drafting.
get paid.
I mean, he's probably making 7 mil. Is he not even making that?
I don't know how much he's making.
All right, as
I
you're
hate
doing
when I
that,
Obviously,
hear your fucking keyboard
he
now.
he signed a 1 year contract for 52, 5.2.
5.2. Okay, less than seven, so I'll
So
give you that.
that's like nothing.
All right. Couple other like
Again, I think Najee is going to have more of an impact than most people think too. I
okay,
think a
cool.
lot of the Marion Hampton hype was based on Najee's injury. So I think they thought he was going to be the number one, and I think now Najee is going to come in and probably take some of that goal line work from him.
I just drafted him. Damn it, Miller. Okay. Couple other like kind of unclear names, maybe deeper names to keep an eye on on the tight ends market. This name's been coming up the board. Brenton Strange. He's the Jacksonville Jaguars tight end. Another name that's probably on your waivers right now for some leagues. Hunter Henry or Chig Okonkwo from Tennessee. Deeper names to look for, but all of them might have a role on their offense this year. Um, Last, probably throw it to you guys. Like CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, very highly touted players that you could argue are on different paths right now. After CJ had an amazing first year, kind of took a dip last year. Bryce came on slow but had a great end of last year. Do you think either of them making a leap to the top 10, top 12 this year, or who I guess would you pick to make the top 12 move this year? If you're to pick up, because both of them are probably going undrafted or very late in your drafts. Do you see them making the leap? Who do you think makes the leap this year into top 12?
I would make an argument that maybe Bryce Young has a chance. CJ Stroud has done it, but the one element that Bryce Young has that CJ doesn't is his legs. I think CJ Stroud does have legs, but he doesn't use it very often. Where if Bryce Young
Wait, are you
incorporates his
sure he
legs
has
more,
legs? Are you sure he has legs?
he has legs. He can move, but if Bryce Young uses his legs, I think that could catapult him to top 12 in fantasy.
Yeah, a lot of people are high on
Fantasy,
him. A lot of people are
fantasy,
high on him.
not rankings.
Chris, you got something to say?
Actually, I do. Um, I have two thoughts, and the beer's hitting, brother. I feel really good right now.
Okay, I have a question for you. So shoot your shit.
My sleeper pick that I think not a lot of people are talking about. I think the Patriots defense could win leagues this year.
Okay, first of all, no defense wins leagues.
Listen, again, the beer is strong in me, brother.
Hey,
I promise you.
No, technically every winning team has a defense in there, so Chris is right.
I promise you,
I think the
Chris.
Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to be top 5 in defense this year.
Okay.
Well, if that's the case, then my group that I follow are really wrong, and I'm very concerned for my fantasy team because they have them ranked as the 24th ranked defense.
Oh, that's rough.
That's rough, but
I don't
I
think
I
it's
think
that bad.
their schedule is favorable. Their defense was decent last year, and I think that's going to be a top 5 defense. Just on the schedule alone. Also, um, kickers, man. We're seeing kickers kick more 50-yard attempts. Are we at the point where maybe you draft a kicker early this time because
No,
you think they might get you that higher number, even though that
no.
attempt might suck if you get a 50-yarder in there, 250
50s and
yarders.
60s and 70s don't matter. It just all counts the same.
I thought they changed
Sadly.
that.
Your
Well,
league may have, but
yeah.
most leagues haven't.
I tried. Our league said no, Chris.
Oh, well, I think that's bless you. I think that's one of the things where I feel like the kickers in the next couple years, I think they're going to end up changing the point system because I think there's going to be so many 50-yard attempts this year.
Nobody likes kickers. That's why they don't change the point system.
Kickers are going to be sexy in 5 years. Just you wait.
Hey,
all right, you have a question for me?
Yes. You have a draft tomorrow. You said your pick was second overall. What is your thought process?
I think Chase goes 1. It's
Who
either
are you picking? Saquon?
it's either Saquon or Bijan at that point.
Who are you going to take?
I'm probably gonna go Saquon. Now the only thing that I will say
Miller's
is picks.
in you.
No, well, here's the thing though.
I am disappointed.
It's picks 2 and 3. If everything goes right, I will go running back pick 2 and then wide receiver pick 3. However,
what do you mean pick 3?
Because it's Snake.
Yeah.
So
you have the second pick and then like the 14th pick. No,
and then the 16th
right.
or 17th, something like that.
The 22nd pick.
22nd and 24th, 25th.
And then 24th. Yeah.
So that's where I think I'm going to get. I think I go running back, wide receiver. Because I think there's going to be some good running backs there. I think
it does dry up.
You have a 12 or a 10.
We're 12.
My running back sucked in the 3rd round. Just keep that in mind. So
that's where I think being second is probably more favorable. And I think for
running
quarterback
back dries up so easily. So be very mindful.
This league drafts very weird.
Mindful.
Boopin. Miller's been witness to it, but I think it's because we kept keepers. This league drafts very weird. It's PPR.
All right. Okay. Yeah. That's only.
I don't know. Just be conscientious of the fact that you may want to go running back, wide receiver.
See, I thought about that too.
Because especially if it's PPR. Probably going to want
that's why I think Saquon is probably the better pick because if it's PPR.
I don't agree with that at all.
If it's PPR, Bijan is a. I can argue Gibbs with.
Why do you think that they're gonna pass Bijan the ball a lot?
I don't think so.
Then why did you say he was the better pick?
No, he did. I didn't.
No, you did.
You
said that's why I want Saquon.
I think Saquon gets more passes than Bijan does.
Why?
I don't know.
I personally, I think they got their Super Bowl, and I think they're going to start to tame Saquon down a little bit. I'm not saying don't draft him. I personally would go Bijan because especially if you're talking full PPR. And then on top of that full PPR, you should really think about getting a solid wide receiver.
So the only reason why I want to go running back is because who's the other person I was eyeing? Because I know I'm not going to get Derrick Henry again. There's no shot I get Derrick and
you might in a PPR.
No, he won't fall. He won't fall.
He won't fall because there's no keepers. So like people are going to want to draft Out of
He's going to go early.
he's
Early
going to go
second.
early too. Yeah.
In my mocks that I did today, I was at 4. You're really you might get a shot at like an Achan or a Taylor or someone like that at the second pick. That's where I was looking, or like a Chase Brown, maybe. Fingers crossed there, but probably wide receivers.
if you get Chase Brown run, like you better take him.
I
The
know
only
I'm
other-
taking a lot of Chase Brown this year.
The only other one that I've seen that could fall my way was like Brees Hall or
No, you don't touch him with a
or
5-foot
Kamara.
pole. Do not touch Brees Hall with a 5-foot pole.
Listen, I'm just saying if I'm looking from what fits my narrative.
Okay. I don't
it's
give a
probably
shit what your
Kamara.
narrative
It's probably
is.
Kamara or Hall. Like that's the only thing that
No,
I
you
could.
should be looking at James Conner on the comeback around.
Like
But you
Jacobs.
do not touch Brees Hall. Do not do
I
it.
feel like I would draft him so early though, because I
Do
think
not
he falls.
touch Brees Hall. Do not touch Brees Hall. If you have Brees Hall on your team, I'm not going to talk to you. On that note, let's wrap it up.
All right, people. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for helping Chris visualize his team. This is what we do. We're just glad you were here and you're part of it.
Oh, that's wrong. My bad. Wrong button.
We hope that you like it.
That's the one.
And if you like the show, we're a young podcast. So keep it back coming. Positively coming out of Chicago sometime soon. But until then, we'll suffer in our mini cottage together.
I couldn't hear you at all. You're gonna have to repeat all of that.
I am not
No, you're
saying
not.
shit. Good night.
Later, bitches.